Welcome to Two Psychics. This is Michael Edley, Evidential medium and mystic, discussing all things spiritual.
Hello, I'm Mary Amy of Two Psychics, an intuitive wisdom coach, tapping into your mystical life and sharing messages I receive about you.
Good evening, everyone. Michael Edley, psychic medium here, and one half of Two Psychics, and there is my other half, Mary Amy. What is up, Mary Amy? How are you?
There you are. Hi. I had to
take it off mute.
How are you? Good to see
I
you.
am doing well. Yes, I've been navigating the day. I'm navigating the day, and here I am. So no, it's been good. I started the day out with dentist appointment. So it was an exciting day, and digging around my mouth and all that good stuff. So if I look like a chipmunk today, it was because the dentist was digging around in there.
Welcome everyone. Here we are. It's Two Psychics, episode 67, and it is September 18th, and it's all about miracles and angels. And I thought that this was appropriate because here we are. We are in spiritual warfare, I believe, but we have to bring the good forward. So tonight we're going to speak about spiritual aspects, miracles, and angels. We also have a psychic reading that's going to be joining us in about somewhere into the show, and I'll let Michael know when this person comes forward. Okay. So how have you been? What's going on the Jersey Shore?
Good. Oh, I'll share with everyone. So let's see. Last week, I didn't get to talk about this, but I was able to go hang a little bit with medium John Edwards, who has a new book, Chasing Evil. It was kind of cool to see him in his zone, and man, good stuff. My wife already made it through the book. I haven't had a chance to get through. I've just been kind of paging along here and there, but really cool. Was able to, sit in an event he was doing, last week here at the Jersey Shore, which was cool. Let's see. We have some exciting things going on. I'll go through. Let's see. Anyone that is in the Jersey Shore area that wants to see me on Psychic Night, there's still some availability for the Captain's Inn, September 24th, down in Forked River. So we'll be doing a Psychic Night down there, and then some exciting stuff. So Mary, Amy, and I will see anyone that wants to come out to a really big event down in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, the Holistic Healing and Health Expo that's going down at the Doubletree Hilton, I believe, in Cherry Hill. So we'll be doing a meeting. Well, basically, we'll be presenting two psychics, and I'll be doing a mediumship gallery, and Mary Amy will be kind of jumping in and helping me with that gallery. So we're still sorting out exactly what we're going to be doing, but it's going to be a really good time. And that is October 12th, Sunday, October 12th, 3 p.m. We have a whole big,
exciting.
Yeah.
We're embarking on a new journey, an adventure. We have October 12th, and then on October 21st, we're going to be doing psychic readings in Pelham Manor, and then from there, we're going to videotape this. So we're going to post things, and we're going to actually do maybe a little mini podcast at each one of these events. I also didn't let Michael know that there's someone that I need a house clearing for, a close friend of mine, close relative, actually. And maybe when you get up here into Westchester County, I can swing you over there, and you can just spread your light.
Yeah, we're going to have
going on with this
have to go exploring. Some interesting stuff going on, huh?
Yeah, I guess. It's not fun when you have when you live in a haunted house.
Hey, we know a lot of paranormal investigators. We might be able to bring a team in there, do a sweep and
maybe
get anything out. But yeah, I guess we'll check it out when I'm up in New York.
It's pretty exciting. So before we get on to some of the things that have been going on in the physical reality, this expo, this holistic expo, I looked it up today. They have all kinds of other practitioners. Do you know anybody else who's going to be there? How did you find out about it?
Let's see. It was kind of through some connections, and they reached out to me, and we kind of connected, and it seemed like a good fit. So yeah, so on October 12th, there'll be a mediumship gallery at 3 p.m. So I hope anyone out there, anyone that's listening, that's kind of in the Philadelphia area, down in South Jersey, an area that I haven't been able to get out to yet. Well, I will be down to the Captain's Inn. That's kind of the farthest I've gone down there. A couple smaller events down there, but this is going to be a pretty big one. I think they already have like 3,000 prefab tickets sold at the door. I think the room we're going to be doing our gallery, and I believe holds 150 people, and then standing room only. So we'll be packing it in. So it's going to be
Oh my gosh,
it's going to be good. It's going to be a fun one.
The test. This will be fun. It's going to be a great time. I'm super excited. So it's interesting. Moving on, I would like to share. I haven't really been paying attention to much of. I know there's a lot that is surfacing in the physical reality, and it is obviously good and evil. And I haven't really been paying much attention to the news. I'm more or less watching just on some streaming channels. But in relation to what we're talking about, our topics tonight, miracles and angels, it really resonated with me. And when I get into what I read about and what I must have learned this before, but sometimes you see things and read things before it finally hits home. I don't know if that makes any sense too, but it hit home even more. And then, I mean, it's just, I'm going to share with you. Can we get on to the topics? Or is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Anything else?
Let's get on to the topics. Yeah, we got some good stuff to talk about tonight.
Okay. So the topics are miracles and angels. I'm going to start with miracles. I believe truly that I've had my own miracles, and I have escaped the clutches of death and danger. So miracles are unexpected divine power. Now, miracles have a purpose, an event of extraordinary outcome, not following any natural law. So there's divine agents, spiritual beings of light, and it might not only just be angels, it might be God too that perform miracles, and they possess the ability to strengthen the good that's within you. This I found very interesting. Strengthen the good in humans. Isn't that true? And to guide them, and God is doing something extraordinary. So there's the supernatural power of God. I don't know if you believe that, everyone out there. And please write your comments. We'd love to hear your comments. And if you would like a psychic reading as well. Okay, so these supernatural power of God to love and compassion, performing extraordinary actions with sensational outcomes. So here, there's 4 types of miracles, and I really never identified this, but when you do some research, you kind of end up, or I end up someplace that I didn't realize was there. So there's what's called healing miracles, and that's related to curing an illness. Exorcisms, removing evil demons. If you would like to say Satan, I don't know what terminology is comfortable for you. Nature miracles in saving the environment. Restoration miracles, restoring health to life. So the Bible says about miracles, the power, might, strengthen, the force, the capability. So miracle power leaves people on awe and amazement. And also, there's another term they use for miracle. They use signs. And a sign or wonder. So a wonder is an act of God that causes people to marvel. A sign communicates a message. It points to something outside of itself. So miracles change people. Miracles are known to, or we hope that they carry out no disease, no sin, unite all the nations, make all the people healthy and new. That's what I discovered about miracles.
Yeah, miracles, I think, have a lot to do with being in a state of gratitude. When we're in a state of gratitude, we seem to manifest more miracles in our life. And if we think about, the opposite of gratitude, a lot of people say, regret is the opposite, and looking at like those aspect of things. But when we can shift any type of regret, pain, suffering, grief, and we can be present and mindful, and we can, be in that state of gratitude, that's when I feel our energy aligns and our energy can shift to manifest those miracles. And absolutely, we're all divinely connected to God. We all have that divine connection to God. And I believe some of the aspects of miracles can be in prophetic word, gift of knowledge, healing, a lot of these things that, we have to be open to. I think that's the first step of it. That's the first stage of this, is letting go and being open to allowing the miracles into our life. If we're so caught up in anxious energy, if we're so caught up in, the pain, the trauma, the grief, the regret, I believe it lowers our vibration. And sometimes those things can be hard to navigate, but if we can be mindful and we can be in a state of gratitude, it opens and kind of tunes us into that. I think embracing spiritual practices into your life and integrating some kind of spirituality, some kind of daily meditation, prayer, and incorporating that with the mindfulness and gratitude, it absolutely shifts your energy, regardless of what you're going through. Those four things will absolutely shift your energetic center, and that will balance and align your chakra system, and in turn that will shift and cleanse your auric field, and it will open you to miracles. But yeah, miracles are present in everyone's life. I just think it's a matter of being mindful and being in that state of gratitude. That's definitely I would say a significant source of allowing the miracles to enter our lives.
I also sense that if you are not, let's say you're someone who is not a believer in a spiritual awakening or the spirituality of the world, a miracle could happen to you to wake you up. And it's not about, to me, it's not, miracles are not a reward. It's more of a situation that it's needed. And like I was saying when I was giving the description, it's about strengthening good, because a miracle can happen if someone's going through a situation or an event that maybe they're not even realizing they're doing something they shouldn't be doing. A miracle could happen to turn them around and brighten their life and wake them up. I know I can't even tell you how many miracles I've witnessed and held in my life. Just simply, I've been in an intersection and I heard some and I assume that it was an angel or a divine being told me, do not step off the curb. And I didn't, and it was split seconds because a car raced up, and it happened to me twice. I would have been run over. And that's just really a very basic miracle. There's miracles out there where we are saved from an illness, or we are given something that we've asked for, and we're receiving it. So I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for miracles, and you can receive miracles. You can contact, like I'm going to get onto angels. You can reach out to, and I believe too, saying words is a way to manifest it into your life. And when I start speaking about angels, and I know this, when I started speaking about angels and I brought on guests on another live that I did, the angels came into my life, and it's almost as though I was a conduit for them to share the information. Like today, we're probably conduits for this information to maybe someone out there who's not paying attention and they need this in their life, and maybe they're suffering, someone who's suffering, and they need some kind of breath of fresh air, or information that they didn't have before. So angels. So angels are beings of light from heaven. They're divine messengers. They are guides. They're protectors, and these angels are for the people from the spiritual realm who appear as a vision in a dream physically. You might run into an angel when you go to sleep tonight, and they might visit you and share something with you. Maybe they'll speak to you telepathically, maybe and through mind to mind. Maybe you'll just sense all the goodness around them and their purity. They're what's called heirs of salvation. I truly believe that there's at least one angel that's with us from birth. I say two, but maybe there's more than that. Maybe you have a whole army of angels around you. There are human angels, and they are kind and compassionate and positive, empathic and benevolent. Maybe they are walking angels from the heavens, and they've come down to the earth to guide you and protect you. Angels contact humans through number sequences. Maybe you hear the 111 or the 222 or the 777, or you see number sequences on your license plates. Angels have been known to move things, a scent, some kind of either air that brushes across the face, or you sense something, a presence that's right by you. You might hear your name called and there's no one around. It's an angel calling out to you. Sounds. So angels will warn us through sending us a message. Maybe you receive a message through your intuition to like I did, step aside or don't walk off the curb.
Mm-hmm.
An angel is going to send a sense of feeling of uneasiness. So if you are making a judgment and you feel something in your gut, maybe I shouldn't do that, very well could be an angel sending you a message. So God reveals angels, and angels are connected to us through the heavens on earth. And I don't want to say that you have proof, but some of us have proof. You might sense it or just
I have
know
proof.
it from your near-death experience. It's so funny.
I said I have proof. I'll share my angelic story
Okay.
of miracles.
Okay, tell me.
So
Tell me.
well, some people may have heard this story that I've talked about. I don't talk about it a lot, but when I was a young kid and I was involved in gymnastics, my parents had me involved in everything, and I was in gymnastics, and I was in a gymnastics competition, and I was on the balance beam. And I was coming off the balance beam, and I was literally doing a flip on landing on the platform. Now, the platform I was landing on wasn't built correctly, so there was a problem with it and how it was put together. It didn't support my full weight coming down, and literally, I landed on the platform. The platform collapsed. I fell back and I split my head wide open on the balance beam, and I literally started bleeding out. Like, I remember standing up, getting kind of like lightheaded and foggy, feeling like I was going to fall over. And I just remember like feeling like someone had poured a bucket of paint over my head. And I remember looking at my hand, and it was just totally red. Like there was like just tomato soup is what it looked like, and I remember my coach, she threw a blanket over my head, and literally as she was throwing the blanket or a towel over my head, she blacked out. And that's the last thing I remember. And as I was being transported to the hospital, I just remember this divine presence of my guard. I would have to think it was my guardian angel. It was just this divine, almost cliche energy, that you hear of, that being engulfed in that white and gold orb. And that's what I felt. I just felt like I was engulfed in this white and gold light. And I heard this androgynous voice. I can't say if it was male. I can't say if it was female. I just know I heard this voice, and it just said to me, "You'll be okay. It's not your time." And I heard that, and as I heard that, I like kind of woke up out of it, and I was on the operating table, and I just remember literally yelling at me and pushing me down. "If you don't sit still, we're going to have to strap you to the table." And at that point, I I guess I knew I was going to be okay. I blacked out again. I made it through the surgery, and literally I was probably, about to bleed out, but I did not. And they got me to the hospital in time. And, I went through surgery, and, I'm here today. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, I had some type of divine intervention. I had a miracle that occurred in my life. I had an angel. So whether that was, I believe it was my guardian angel that engulfed me in light, gave me comfort and peace, and, help me transition back into this life. So whether I was teetering on the edge, and I know I had bled out significantly, but I'm here. It was a miracle of life, and it was divinely, I would say, a divine connection to my angelic presence that kind of lifted me through that. So I experienced that. And what the interesting thing was, that was about eight years old, and I had already for many years had experience with mediumship. I was seeing spirit, I was seeing, deceased loved ones. I was already connecting psychically to a lot of different things. But that was my first encounter, like really like a real personal encounter, that I felt the presence of my guardian angel. And I truly feel in that moment I felt the divine presence of God, of source, and just kind of lifting me and lifting my energy through that. So I would have to say, that completely shifted my life. And from that point, I never looked at anything the same, and I would say that was probably the most pivotal moment of my life, that having that experience, it just showed me that, there's absolutely something beyond this physical reality. And there's so much more than what we can experience here if we just kind of open and tune into it. And that's the thing with children. They're so tuned in, and a lot of people, oh, they're, they have an imaginary friend, or they're talking kind of this wacky outlandish stuff. But no, absolutely, children are tuned into that. I believe children are tuned into that spiritual divine realm. They're an open conduit. And then unfortunately many people kind of go through the of life, and that kind of gets washed out, and some people stay tuned into it. I'm very fortunate that my family didn't institutionalize me or tell me I was crazy when I was having these experiences, and I was able to hold that connection throughout my life. So yeah, I absolutely had a miracle occur, and it was a divine miracle through my guardian angel.
We're getting some comments. I start my book, Miracle Healing Continuum, with my near-death experience and the angels. And writing this book has helped me so much with my memories and realizing and actually, I don't want to say admitting it, but really saying, this is what happened. What do I remember? And I've pieced it together, and I was almost, I was almost killed. I was 2 years old. I was almost killed, and I saw these angels above me in a circle, and their presence comforted me. And then I stopped screaming, and then I didn't die. But since then, I know beyond, you said, I think you used this phrase, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that angels exist. And I've never felt truly alone. And I know God exists as well. I just feel that there's a presence around me. And I've had multiple dreams with angels. And for a whole year, there were these angels that I would see in my third eye, circling, reaching out for me to grab their hand, just showing me it's okay, it's okay. It was a reminder for me to feel okay and feel safe. I did have very, very powerful, vivid dreams with, I would say, is Archangel Michael, who is the leader, the leader of God's army. Down this corridor, I still remember it like it's right now, like it was a memory. My memories with these, or my dreams, lucid dreams with these angels, are like a memory. That's how clear it is for me. And I down the hall, I'm looking down this hallway, a corridor, and it's white, and down, and there's two what are they called? Not posts, but two columns.
Oh, two columns or pillars.
Two columns. An archangel. I assess it to be archangel. I see this being down the hallway, head or the top of him. He or she, because they're not male or female, they're non-gender, all the way to the ceiling, and it's an eye of an eagle, head on the side profile, the wingspan all the way to the ground. And then I would say, okay, this looks like a photo, but it's not, because it's dimensional and the angel is blinking. And I received from this Archangel Michael this powerful, it wasn't male, it wasn't female, probably the most intense energy I've ever felt. And just to show me I'm here. And I had other angel lucid dreams, but I don't know if they're showing up to say, hey, like, don't forget about us. Like, keep talking about us. I don't know, but I keep talking about us. And that's why I thought today we have to talk about it. We have to talk about, because we talk about the fact that you do mediumship and passing over and spirit and these otherworldly realms and the paranormal and supernatural phenomenon. So it's important for us to mention on occasion angels and miracles, because there's so much related to us about angels and miracles.
And that's one important aspect of mediumship that I think a lot of people don't understand is, as an evidential medium, we're truly trying to help someone get through grief, and get through that process of, severe debilitating, pain, trauma, and the grief that's associated with the loss of, a loved one, a friend, a family member. And I do believe, it's like angelic energy that our loved ones when our loved ones pass through and they go into that divine realm. I believe that the angelic guardians that were around them in the physical are their intercessors and help them transition into the divine realm. There's so much, like we hear so many times, end of light, and the end of life, and people start to see this light, or they start to see, these divine images, or they start talking to other loved ones that had passed. I do believe that's the portal opening. And I believe, as a medium, what I try to explain to people is, there's nothing negative, evil, or demonic about mediumship. And our loved ones coming back, I've heard several people, ask me, well, is it eternal rest? And I can tell you, the energy that our loved ones have is that of like a guardian angel. Our loved ones want to, they can choose when they're on that side to have learning and growth, and there could be a whole path on that end. But I do believe when their loved ones are here in the physical and they're still dealing with debilitating grief, your loved one can come back with the energy of like a guardian angel. And that's the type of energy they imprint upon me. They want to give us, guidance, and they want to give us positive information and knowledge to help uplift us and to help us know that, they're around. It's just in a different form. And I think when people can start to acknowledge that, and they can start to open that, open to that energy, then the conversation opens to, wow, I can still feel their presence. I can still feel their love. I can still feel their guidance kind of helping me navigate through. And, that's the way I like to explain it, is our loved ones in spirit come back in that same energy that a guardian angel would have around us. I think it's the same I think it's that same frequency, that they align with to help give us guidance.
We can ask for angels to surround us if you are questioning something in your life, if you have answers that you need or problem solving, you can speak to angels. They're around. I know my angels are here right now,
Yeah.
and they're here with us during this doing this podcast.
Well, see, that's the thing is a lot of people, I think they just have to start talking to them and start acknowledging that they're around. And it's funny because that's the one thing my Catholic grandma. So those that don't know my background, I had, half my family, they were Hungarian gypsies, and I had one grandmother, that was very, very prophetic, and she would be able to read palms and tea leaves, and she was very big into the stars. And, they had like a Protestant connection that was very charismatic and very open to the gifts of the Spirit and the Holy Spirit. And then the other side, I had what my Bam. I couldn't say Graham when I was little, so I had Bam. Bam was my other grandmother, and she was devout Catholic, and she was very big into the angels. And I remember as a child, even before my near-death experience, that she would say, all you have to do is talk to them and let them know that you're allowing them into your life, and just talk, and they'll show you guidance, and they'll imprint information on you, and they'll help you. And the big thing is, we have free will in this physical realm. So the angels aren't going to come in and interfere, but they'll help guide, so that's the thing. They're a guide, and they will absolutely help imprint positive energy on us. They'll imprint guidance and love. And if you're navigating a tough situation, absolutely call in your angels, and a lot of people ask me, well, how do I know what angels around me? Or, how do I know who is my guardian angel? And I think that's a very personal experience, and it's a very personal journey that you have to go on in meditation and prayer. And that's the thing. See what starts coming to you. See what angel, you start seeing. And if you're not familiar with the face of the angel or the name, but it's coming to you, look it up and do some research. But I think it's a very personal journey that we all go on to experience, that connection with our guardian angel. But once we experience it, it could be one of the most beautiful things we ever open and tune into.
When I've gone into phases, I go through phases where I focus on one topic or one area, and then I move out of it. Sometimes I am kind of jolted back into it. And in regard to angels and miracles, that's what happens for me. I either have a dream, or I am in solitude, or I take a walk, or I do a meditation, and then I'll hear something, and it's coming from another realm, and it's coming from goodness and purity and light.
Yeah.
And I can only guess that it's some kind of angelic force or being. But what I'm trying to get at, I'm just trying to say that it's present, and if you welcome it, it's not something that you can have doubt about. You have to just accept it and be open to it. And then the more you're open to it, then the more miracles will happen to you. The more of what you ask for will come. You'll find your purpose. You'll find your passions. You'll become more loving. And I believe that angels represent unconditional love and forgiveness and hope and joy. And all of this comes together. What we talk about is all related to what these beings of light. Now, maybe you think an angel looks a certain way. That's entirely up to your discretion. Whatever I believe maybe an angel looks like is not what you believe, but it's your personal, like Michael said, your personal journey.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing is, angel is messenger, angels are the messengers. And the way I like to describe angels, angel, I think sometimes people have this preconceived notion that it's, this being with these feathery wings. Well, there's many different aspects to angel. And I like to look at the angels as almost as a job description, so angels, that's kind of the job description. And then there's many different types of angels that are in that in that description, but angels are messengers, and that's what we need to remember. They will bring insight and guidance into our lives if we allow it, you know. And that's the thing, being open and kind of letting go and tuning in, and action happen.
So I just want to let you know that any minute we're going to get a psychic reading. I don't know if I told you that we have someone who's going to join us in a few minutes for a
Okay.
psychic reading. So anyone out there, hello, hello. Now we've had some comments. I
Yeah,
appreciate
put some questions. Yeah, if anyone has any questions they'd like us to kind of tune into or answer, just put your questions in the comment there. Unfortunately, I am doing this on my phone and not on my computer right now. I was running around all day. I didn't have a chance to get everything set up, so I'm on my phone. And put it in. Mary Amy will relay the comment or the question, and you know, we'll take a shot at answering it for you.
Yeah. I believe that this is a miracle that we're doing this, because if I was to take a step back before our person comes on, and I would say, okay, yeah, there's a lot of people out there who are hosting a show or doing a podcast, but me being someone who actually had a speech and voice problem that was caused by my near-death experience, and I didn't speak well, and I had learning disabilities. So for me, this is a big achievement to be doing this show. And also to have Michael Edley, who's a medium, to be my co-host. I'm very, very grateful. And I really, really appreciate it, Michael. I was looking at some of our videos, and it was fascinating from before we decided to do this, going back to 2022, 2023. I thought, wow, we've really come so far, because it was just a mere thought, I guess, of I always wanted to do some kind of podcast since 2018 with a co-host, and then you came along, and it was the right timing, and here you are, and together we're in a lot more alignment than before. So I'm very
Yeah.
grateful.
One good thing, what I would tell anyone is, what I love to do is when we're talking about miracles in our life, I think we can journal. So what's funny is I keep looking down. I have my little journal book here that I write lots of notes in, and I write different miracles that happen. And the miracle may be an idea coming to you and then seeing it go to, you know, be born into full fruition. And it's funny because I was like, let me flip through and just see what I come to. And so back in, let's see, this is 2019, I divinely channeled the title of my meditation album, Divine Journey of a Mystic Soul. And I didn't know what was going to come from that. I just knew that in my life was going to be a miracle. You know, I was going to create this. I was going to allow this energy to manifest and create something that, you know, all of us that are creative and artistic, we can be our own worst enemy. And for years, I was writing tons of music, and it just, you know, oh, it wasn't good enough, or I was trying to perfect it. And then what happened was I kind of let go of that. And I said, okay, you know, if I'm meant to write this album, if I'm meant to create this meditation music, then give me a title. And what was interesting is that was kind of the start of my journey of channeling my album. And it was divinely channeled, and that was what came to me, Divine Journey of a Mystic Soul. And that was on 9/19/19. So it was funny, some number synchronicities in there also. And it was funny because I wrote here with it, what I want this to be is I want to incorporate brainwave technology that helps to clear imbalances and blocks in your energy field. And it's so funny. I look back on that and I say, wow, that was a small miracle, because I was so overly critical of my music and my artistic abilities in creating that music, that it was like it was like this self-defeating, this, I guess, fear of failure, this self-limiting belief thing. And it was funny because that was the moment that I let that go. And it was weird because that kind of opened so many other things too, as far as, creative outlets and artistic outlets. So yeah, I would definitely say keep a miracle journal, and when we look back on it, things that maybe we didn't perceive as a miracle in the moment, we can look back several years later and go, wow, that was a small miracle that maybe opened a larger miracle.
I love it. Okay, so we have they've got to turn their camera around. They're sideways. Yeah. I would have to say, if you are someone who has just an idea of something you would like to do with your life, and you should keep it to yourself. You should write down as much as you can about it, like what Michael just said.
Mm-hmm.
Journal about it. Start to do some research. Start to give yourself confidence. Trust yourself. Because I say that if a flash of information comes to you, you have a specific vibrational frequency that is your ID. In other words, it's like your name. And if a flash of information comes to you from the universe, it's meant for you, which means if you put some energy, positivity, belief behind it, you can do it. And it can be successful, or it wouldn't have come to you.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer. If the idea comes to you, it's coming to you for a reason. It's funny, we talk about that a lot. If your soul is calling you to do something, it's going to keep calling you until you listen. And that's the biggest thing. I think the biggest obstacle for a lot of people is putting it into motion. So that's what I would say is, don't be self-critical. And if you feel it's only 80%, well, let it go. Let it go and release it. Whether that's a piece of art, a piece of music, whether it's poetry, writing, a story, building, creating something, with your hands, whatever that may be, and then it creates its own energy and it creates its own momentum. So it's so important to release that energy and allow it to grow and manifest in its own way, and don't try to harness it and be so overly critical.
Yes. Okay, we have our psychic reading here.
All
Ready?
right.
Hello.
Hello. And who is with us tonight?
My name is Sue.
Sue. Okay. It's very tiny there, and I'm on my phone, so I can't see it really well.
I apologize.
What is up, Sue? How are you? So thank you for joining us here on Two Psychics Podcast.
You would give me great advice. I've been listening to the podcast. It's great. It's awesome.
We appreciate that. So did you have a certain question for us, or what did you want us to kind of get into?
No, I've just been going through some difficulties, and no, I'm in a good place. I have a lot of positive energy, and I'm very strong, and I think I get it from my great grandmother, who I just framed her picture. She's from Czechoslovakia. She came over to Ellis Island, and she apparently is my guardian angel, and I do feel that. I do feel she's
absolutely. Yeah, loved ones will come in, and it's funny because there's this preconceived notion that they have to be this angelic form that we've never known or never seen. A lot of people have that preconceived notion, and I can absolutely tell you, as a medium, our loved ones want to come back and guide us, and she's definitely guiding us. So all right, so we'll get it. So since you're with us, we'll it's funny because as I'm connecting to your energy, can you just give me your name one time slowly, and I'm gonna fully connect to your energy, if that's okay with you?
My full name is Suzanne, S-U-Z.
Okay, that's fine. I don't need last name or anything. We'll keep you we'll keep you private, but yeah. So Suzanne, what's interesting is so connected to you. So I'll just share with you a little bit about how energy starts coming to me. And I never know it, the mediumship dial, right. It's kind of turning up with you. I feel like I have a lot of spirit stepping in. And the interesting thing is when I have spirit coming into my left side, it's always connected to mom's side. So that could be great grandma that you're talking to, but I'm overwhelmingly, when I have energy coming into this side, I'm sensing I don't know if this is like a Charlotte or I'm seeing like a CH. It could also be a Charlie. I'm feeling female energy, like this is connected to mom, but on that side, or someone connected to mom, there's significance to the C or the CH. Can you take that name? Is that now? It doesn't necessarily have to be someone in spirit. They could be giving me a significant name to you here in the physical, but I don't know why. Like a Charlotte, a Charlie, a Charlene, like a CH.
Well, that's my brother-in-law is Charles, and his father it was a Charles. So I mean,
Okay, now is that in spirit?
yes.
Oh, okay. So that's the CH. Okay, so that's why I like trying to give you the name. So now, but what's weird is it's coming in through mom's side. So let me ask, is mom in spirit, or is mom navigating something that like
Mom's in spirit.
mom's in? Okay, so interesting. Okay, so that's why I'm sharing the energy. So from mom's energy coming in, that's why I like to share how the energy is coming into me. Mom's talking about the CH, the Charlie. So interesting. Now that's give me the connection again to mom and Charlie.
Well, her son-in-law's father was Charles.
Okay, so that was Charles. Okay,
yeah.
her son-in-law's. Okay, so I would definitely. So I don't know about like son-in-law. Like if you've been in contact with him or you talked to him. I don't know what the situation is, but I can tell you, mom's energy is talking about the CH, the Charlie, and I would definitely say because I said that name. I would definitely say that's what they're imprinting on me. So it's important. Is there something that are you navigating something with the son-in-law? Are you talking to him? Is there
No,
something?
there's another interesting thing that my soon-to-be ex-husband's uncle was Charlie, and he's so they might be navigating together because she's very. What I'm going through right now is like kind of with my ex-husband's family, and that could be
Okay,
him.
so don't give us too much and don't give us too much information because I want to bring the information before you. Okay, so the funny thing is, a lot of times that's how spirit works. You know, that I like to try to show where they're coming into, how I'm connecting to it to show you the energy. So we know that's that's why I said that's mom's energy coming in from the connection to mom's lineage.
Right. Yeah.
And she's talking about that CH, the Charlie, the CH name. So I would definitely say the question that you have around like navigating this, I would say they're going to be the ones imprinting the energy on me. So I'll try to open up a little bit to that energy and I'll see what they're showing me around like what you're going to be navigating or if there's crucial dates or information that maybe they want to imprint on me. So the interesting thing, like, I don't know. I feel as if like December, like the 17th. So I'm seeing a lot of different numbers and dates. I'm definitely being drawn to December. And I feel like they're showing me 1/7. So now when I see the 1/7, that could also be January and July or the 17th. Is there significance, excuse me, to the 17th?
My mother's birthday is January 17th.
January 17th. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's the 17th. Okay, so that's one way for mom to give us a piece of evidence to kind of validate she's connected to you. And I never know like kind of how they're, and it's interesting with mom because she's clairvoyantly like imprinting information on me. I'm not hearing her clairaudiently. Was she not able to speak towards the end, or was
yes.
that like okay? She was in like a hospice type situation, was it? Or
yes.
Okay, because that's what I'm feeling, and it's funny because sometimes spirit will imprint the energy on us in a way to let us know what they were experiencing towards the end of life, to just kind of validate they're connected to us, validate that she's around us. The interesting thing, I don't know why I'm seeing like a small tan dog. I'm seeing like some type of terrier. It looks like. Was there a terrier around mom or around you? Like
my sister had a little Yorkie.
Yeah, the terrier. Yeah, Yorkshire Terrier. That's funny. And the dog's in spirit?
Yes.
Oh, funny. I would definitely say that dog is with mom. And the dog definitely when it crossed over. It's funny because I always get that question, do our pets reside in heaven? Are our pets in that divine realm? They absolutely are. And the funny thing is, sometimes they'll imprint their energy on us just like a human would, So I would definitely, it's important for your sister's still here, correct? Your sister's, okay. So I'm not sure why the dog wants to make its presence known, but it could just be for comfort. Let your sister know that the dog is good. The dog is with mom. So I have to talk about that, and it's absolutely, it's one of those things that love never dies, regardless of if it's a family member, a friend, or a pet. So it's important I share that information with you so your sister knows, her Yorkie is good. It's interesting when the dog's energy comes into mom's energy. I don't know why I'm seeing significance of I don't know if see, what's funny is spirit will piggyback, and sometimes one spirit will open the energy to another. I don't know if there's an Abby or an Abigail, or I'm not sure what the A is, or I would be aware. Okay, so sometimes when they start imprinting names on me, this could be a positive connection to what you're going to be navigating. So if you're navigating, a crazy energy cycle with your ex-husband, and I feel that the A. So I'll give you an example of where this piece of information would come in. Say you were navigating something and there were two names. So say you were dealing with a lawyer. I needed a great lawyer to help me navigate this, this contract that we're dealing with. And one of them is Tommy and one of them is Abigail. I'm going to tell you, they're imprinting the A on me, and I feel like I'm to like an Abby, Abigail, Abby. So that I would just be aware of that name around you as some kind of positive connection that they're imprinting on me, if you can't take that name in spirit.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So just keep that name on the side. Keep that A, significance to the A, the Abby. Let me see what they're imprinting on me. I feel as if you need. Was there something that like you signed that you really weren't aware that you signed, or what the ramifications were to signing it, like some kind of document, or like is there something with like scrutinizing some kind of document or agreement between you and your husband right now? Is there like some gray area that you're trying to navigate, or let someone give you?
There was, but not anymore. It's kind of where the documents are pretty much flat and all done.
Okay, good. Okay, because mom, the energy that mom's talking about, I feel like and this could just be mom imprinting a piece of information on me, and this is a live thing where we're on air, so we don't have to get into personal private stuff. But I would say mom was helping you guide that, definitely now, and I would definitely say you're like tuned in intuitively. I feel like she was imprinting little pieces, like kind of opening your intuition to like, look at this, go deeper into this, look at this further, kind of scrutinize. Like if you weren't scrutinizing something, I feel like when your attention was drawn to it and you started looking at it further, I feel like it was mom's energy that was kind of guiding you. And for her to kind of imprint that energy on me of scrutinizing the paperwork, the documents, whatever was happening, I would definitely say she was with you, and she wants to acknowledge her presence, kind of helping you navigate through that. She's bringing my attention. Is there a Crystal or a Christine around? Is there a younger female with a C initial around you?
Not that. No, I don't think so.
There's not a Crystal or a Christy or a not sure what the C energy is. Like I'm really feeling like I'm being drawn into the name Crystal, unless she's talking about a piece of, like, there's something significant to a piece of crystal, a crystal plate, a crystal piece of jewelry, something like that would be significant to you.
I have a lot of her crystal. Yeah, I have most of her crystal and her her things that she passed to me. So I do have a lot of.
Okay, so she may just be imprinting that on me, but I feel like I'm hearing that name. So I would just be aware. So again, I'm bringing up that A, whether that's like an Abby or an Abigail. I'm not, I don't feel like this is like a common name. I feel like I'm seeing like a C, like Crystal, or like something more like a more unique. This could also be like some kind of like Mediterranean, or some kind of like name that has like a foreign twist to it. So I would definitely be aware of those, but I see Mary Amy's. I see the energy turning for. I know she's got some stuff coming too, but I would definitely say, just be aware of those two names on this path. I feel like
that's cool.
I want to talk about like a 6-month energy cycle, because I do believe there's going to be a couple things come up. I feel like when you feel like all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and this is finalized, I wouldn't everything and put everything away. I would still, I don't know. I feel like there's still going to be some unfinished business that comes up about 6 months after you feel this is kind of closed and settled.
Oh.
So I would just don't let your guard down. So that's basically what I'm saying. Like, kind of still stay on top of things, you know, make sure you're dotting all your I's, crossing all your T's. But I do believe you're going to navigate this in a positive way. But now, is there a daughter connected to you though? A younger female? Is there a daughter?
I have a niece.
You have a niece? Is she navigating, like, is there a situation, is she involved? Is she like helping you navigate this, or is she navigating something that you're helping her kind of get through right now?
Well, she just had a baby, so that's, you know.
Okay, so the niece just had a baby. Okay.
Yeah.
Because mom's bringing my awareness to the niece. So I would definitely say your mom is aware of what's going on in your niece's life. So I would definitely have to acknowledge her being around when the baby was born.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So I'll leave you with that, with love and light. But I don't feel as if you're not going to be able to navigate this in a very positive way. Even if you know, I feel like there's a lot of energy kind of pulling you every direction, and you're, you know, I feel like you're feeling run down, and it can almost have an energy, like a depressed kind of energy. So I would say make sure you're unplugging and make sure you're kind of doing things to fill your own cup, rejuvenate your own energy. The interesting thing, I'm not sure if you ever, I don't know who do you sing, or is there a singer around you, or did mom sing? Is there something with singing?
No.
Maybe you need to sit, maybe you need to just get in the car and drive and kind of get into that music and like, just let it out. Because it literally, I'm seeing like an image of you, and you're just like singing at the top of your lungs. So I feel like that's almost maybe a release. And you got to do something to release that energy, because you're holding a lot of that in.
Car when the radio.
I'm just going in and out.
Yeah, I know this along the way. I wouldn't. What?
Every other word I heard. Every word.
You were cutting in and out on us there.
Sorry.
I don't know if you're able to type it in. Can you give us that one more time?
I just said this navigation. I have definitely felt the presence of the energy through this. Everything's kind of falling into place because of the help from the spirits that are with me.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll leave you with that, with love and light, and just know Mom and Charlie are with you.
Oh.
And again, mom kind of, you know, giving us that 17. The funny thing is, when they imprint the numbers on that with me, be aware of we're talking about angels tonight. Be aware of the angel numbers. See if you're starting this. I feel like I'm meant to talk to you about that, because you're aware of the numbers, occurring. So, you know, just pay attention to that if you haven't already, and know that Mom's with you. I want to leave you with that, with love and light, and I'll hand it off to Mary Amy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, Sue.
Hi, Mary.
Hi. I'm going to start by saying that I'm going to do a meditation. I don't know. You're going in and out. It's so strange. As soon as he got to the end of that, it's like you went in and out. But I'm going to do a meditation after I do my read, and when we're done reading you. And I hope you stay. And then, because I forgot that I wanted to do that tonight. Okay. So this is what I got from you, Sue. Say your name.
Sue.
Okay. So I got a recurring theme, and it was nature related. And I sum it up to sacred forest and nature. Okay. I got love and dreams, and then fairy world. So you're connected to the fairy world. There's lots of hints of hope. Always. There's a bridge to the fairies. I saw a cloud, and then I saw light beaming down from the heavens. Okay, so there's a cloud, and then there's light, and it's almost as though that they're hitting each other. So the light is trying to reach you. I saw this dirt path, but then the dirt path, interestingly enough, was growing grass as you walked halfway down it. So it started the dirt turned to grass coming up out of on the path. You have a very strong inner strength. You're firm. You take challenges. You set boundaries. I saw a staircase going up. I saw some abstract designs. you are an individual that has a strong, like just like the strongest steel capacity within you to overcome. You always find the bright side and land on your feet. You do have way too many opinions about yourself. Okay. And you love the constant circle of beginning, middle, and end and tasks. You like to know beginning, middle, and end, beginning, middle, and end. I did that. I did that. Okay. I saw a red bird, and it's powerful in light. There's light and power around you, surrounding you. You have a very strong energy. I don't know if you realize that. And like I said, you can overcome obstacles and challenges, and you don't sense the strength that you have yourself, because you probably have been enduring something, so you don't realize it yet. You have divine energies. There's a wake-up call. Okay, so I heard this over and over again, the word freedom. Need freedom, and you like to look close up at things to see a situation. You do this thing where you look really close up. I saw a tree and an owl, and you sense that something's always watching you. Again, I got freedom. You have the shawl that you're covering yourself, and you keep pulling it off, and then you sense you're alone, but it's temporary. I got love, smiling, and romance. But there's something that still has to happen. There's something that still has to happen for the love, smiling, and romance. Okay? I think that's it. Do you have a question?
No, this was so nice. Oh my gosh, I feel so good. This is amazing.
Thank you so much, Sue, for joining
Great.
us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. It was great.
Okay, so do you want to join us for this meditation before we close out the show?
Sure, yeah.
All right, everyone. Okay, everyone. Hi, welcome. This is Two Psychics Podcast. I'm Mary Amy. I'd like everyone to close their eyes, get into a comfortable position, let out a breath. Let's put all our weight in our bottom, which is the base of our spine, our root chakra. Okay, I'm reminding you about your root chakra. So we're going to imagine that the root chakra is going down, down deep into the earth, because we're grounding ourselves. And then our feet are flat on the ground, and they're going down into the earth like their roots. So I'd like you to really visualize your feet traveling down into the earth. You can see them plunging through the earth soil, and you're wiggling your toes, and you're saying, oh, okay. So you're very grounded, and you're letting out a breath. You're having gratitude for this moment. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is where all the energy lies, in the moment. I have gratitude, and the energy is right here. We're letting go of any attachments, not what's happened 5 minutes ago or what you're going to. Let's be in the moment. This is how we grow and build, right in this moment. Okay, so together we're gonna move our head around, so we're relaxing. Let all the energies travel out through your arms and your fingertips. Because after a long day, we have a lot of anxiety and stress that we carry within us, okay? Now together, we're going to do 3 inhales and exhales. We're going to inhale for 5, hold it for 5, release it for 5, 3 times. And then we're going to walk you through something very, very simple. Okay, so let's together do the first inhale. Second one. Okay, and the third one. Okay, so let's have a belief we can do this. We have confidence. We're in this moment. We've relaxed ourselves. And you're doing a little check on your body to make sure your arms and your legs and your torso and your head are relaxed. We're just accepting everything. We're surrendering. And now what I'd like you to do is, I'd like you to imagine that you're walking on a dirt path. And you can see the dirt below you. You're looking, you see the dirt path, whatever that means to you. And on each side of the path, you see some foliage, some bright green foliage. And you smell the air, you smell the fresh air. And you feel comfortable and relaxed. All of a sudden, as you're walking on this dirt path, you notice that there's nothing on either side. Nothing visible. It's just you walking on this dirt path. Suddenly, to your right, you see something familiar waiting for you. Now you look down to the left of the path, and there's a bright glowing light. You can't see where that leads. Now you must decide as you're walking on this path. Which direction are you going to choose? To the right, something familiar waiting for you, or to the left, this glowing, beautiful light, but you can't see where it leads. Okay, you're going to choose a path right now. Choose your path. Now, as you approach it, you realize it's not what you expected. Should you turn back or continue? Okay, I will count backwards. And you're going to open your eyes. 3, 2, 1. So there's some little insight what you might do on a dirt path. That's all I got for you folks tonight.
Relax and recalibrate. Relax and recalibrate and allow those miracles to come into everyday moments. You know, that's what I got from that.
It's for your eyes, your mind only, just figure out where you're at. Thank you for joining us, Sue.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you, Sue. It's been a pleasure.
Good night.
Well, that was nice to have someone join us today. Her name's still there. Maybe like that, it's gone. Oh no, it's still there. That's
Sue's energy is still with us.
She's still, Sue, you're still there.
No, I got to get off. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm not very savvy.
I love it. Love it. That's very funny.
That is funny.
I can take it off.
Take it off.
Kick from the studio. You will be removed. Okay. So that was fun. It was fun, and here we go. Okay, everyone, exciting news. We have a couple of guests coming up, and let's see. I'll tell you right now. We have next week on November. Oh my gosh, I'm in November.
Ooh, you're jumping a month ahead.
I know.
2
September
months ahead.
25th, we have a really cool guest, and his name is, you can look at our Two Psychics podcast page on Facebook, and everything's listed on there, or my profile. And so it's going to be episode 68, and it's about paranormal. It's Michael John Angus, and he's a paranormal investigator, firefighter, EMT, author, researcher, and he's also a film producer for Beacon TV and a cinematographer. Very interesting. And then I have someone else coming up in October that I've already booked. So it's exciting. This should be exciting. He literally films these paranormal shows, and he is also an investigator. So that's something of interest. Right? Yeah. Beyond what we know, we'll find
some other cool things. If you'd like to see us live, if you'd like to come experience what we do live, October 12th, Sunday, October 12th, 3 p.m. The holistic, the health, the name.
Holistic. It's Holistic Expo.
Yes, the
Cherry
HHH
Hill,
Expo,
New
yes.
Jersey. which is going to be exciting. And we'll do a podcast from there. So you will see
Holistic Health and Healing Expo. Yes, it's the Holistic Health and Healing Expo, Sunday, October 12th, 3 p.m. Free admission. It looks like they have a lot of fantastic vendors and other practitioners, and I think anybody can come out and kind of experience a great, great day. We're going to be out there hanging out the whole day. If you're watching this and you're going to be there, maybe we'll have you jump on a Two Psychics interview, you know, before or after our gallery that we'll be doing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then we'll be in your neck of the woods on what is that date?
October 21st. And both of these we have to get some film footage. I know on the 21st we're going to attempt to have someone film it, because this is just the beginning, just like Two Psychics. It's just the beginning. I'm thrilled. I'm so excited that we're doing this and embarking on this, and just who knows what's going to happen. I like the unexpected. I like anomalies. I like mystery. That's what I'm all about.
Well, if anyone out there loves to see like mediumship live and kind of wants to experience the energy of it, you need to be at a gallery that I'm doing and experience that energy. And then we throw in Mary Amy's energy into that gallery, and woo, we just compound that. It's gonna be like a rocket going off, you know. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good time, and yeah, lots of cool stuff coming up. If you're on the Jersey Shore and you want to see me next week, I think we still have a couple spots available. You can scan that QR code. Psychic Night down at the Captain's Inn in Forked River, New Jersey, September 24th. Let's see, we have, I don't know, if you want to get a dream journal, you can jump on we're Amazon and
okay, I'm going to show you one.
Dream journal.
You're always talking about it. Hold on, I'm going to show one.
Well, then I'll shamelessly plug my meditation CD, Divine Journey of a Mystic Soul. If you're into meditation music or you want to try to get into the zone with meditation music, binaural beats, hemisync, Divine Journey of a Mystic Soul by Michael Edley on all streaming platforms. Check it out. And there you go.
This is actually, so I'm an artist, and this is actually a watercolor illustration that I had done, and it's water. And if you open it up, this is actually packed full of stuff. You have in the very
get all your good notes in there.
Yeah, in the very beginning, I talk about dreams and their significance, and I speak about dream work, which is something that Native Americans would do to decide where they were going to get up and move their tribe. And they would pose a question before, bed or sleep. And then they would meet and discuss what did they find out, why they were sleeping. Dreams are really, really significant. And then there's 100 room for 100 entries. And if you want to draw your dream, it's in there. So you can get this on Amazon. Okay, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll be back.
Appreciate y'all being here.
7:30. November. I keep going to November. What's happening in November? September 20.
November. That's going to be a big energy shift month for you. Some cool stuff coming up. That's intuitively you're being guided to November.
I don't want to rush anything. I'm in this moment. All the energy lies in this moment. So everyone be well. You can find Michael at eyeofthespirits.com, me at maryamyofficial.com, or Two Psychics Podcast on Facebook. And this will be recast on Rumble, YouTube, and audio on all of the platforms. Okay, everyone. Be well. Bye. Good night. Tomorrow's Friday. Woohoo.